Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl, JoJo, and I am here with a little chat. This is not a review. I don't normally review this show, or I haven't reviewed this show in a long time, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about a few things. One thing in particular. Y'all know I got to say it. I say it every time because I got to remind people who coming over here, especially if y'all coming over here to troll. Before your faves was reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, JoJo, reviewed Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, I did. Everybody said they wasn't watching the show. I remember people saying them folks look country. It was going to be a waste of time. They was only going to do one season. I remember all of that, and I stuck with it until I couldn't do it no more. Okay, I stopped reviewing it. Once I got done with training for military stuff, I did not come back and review the show. It was too much by then. This show reminds me of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in its infancy. Do y'all remember when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta came out? It came out right after a couple seasons after the New York one. The original one with Chrissy. One of the things that they did differently that the other Love and Hip Hop did not do was they kept up a lot of mess on social media. So it was hard to watch the syndicated show when in real time, y'all got all the other stuff going on. So we watching y'all fight on social media, but watching you do a love scene on the show. You see what I'm saying? So that's how Love and Marriage Huntsville got to be. And it's still that way. If you don't keep up with social media, you really cannot review this show effectively, in my opinion. So I just went ahead and got out the paint, but I still peek my head in from time to time. And y'all, we got to talk about Nell's party. I was getting my life. I was over here laughing at everything and everybody. And we going to talk about that whole party scene right now. Pull up a chair. Don't pull up a chair. Stand up. Because I don't think we're going to be here too long. All right, so the people are on their way to the party. It's Stormy and Courtney and then the new people. I have not committed their names to memory, but we're going to call them Mr. and Mrs. Goodbody. So Mr. and Mrs. Goodbody and then Stormy and Courtney are on the way to this party. Stormy has lost a lot of weight and she going to show it off. She going to let y'all know what it is. But I'm telling y'all right now, no lie, I am not BSing. When I saw Stormy and them on the way to the party, I genuinely thought there was a theme for the party, and I thought the theme might have been Babs. I had no idea that this was a look that she had decided for herself. That's what she decided to do. And I found it interesting that in the confessional, she was trying to say how unsimilar she felt like her and Nell were, when I think her and Nell are very similar. I actually think Stormy is looking at herself in about 20 years. She is going to be very similar to a Nell. I don't know exactly how old Nell is, but they both kind of got like that hood country thing going on. But it ain't gutter. It ain't gutter. But just like they jewelry, they fashions, it just very, I don't know. It's just got a certain look to it. It ain't bad because a lot of people can't pull this look off. I have a line sister. God bless her. She could pull that it was like almost hood, but still classy. She could really pull that look off. If anybody else tried to do it, we all looked a mess. But she could pull it off every time. She was one of them girls that could walk into like a Rainbow or a City Trends, pick out an outfit, and you looking at it like it's got a bunch of dollar signs on it. Where you going with that on? And she put it on, and it looked exactly how it's supposed to look. So everybody ain't got it. But Stormy, you're not that different. You're looking at yourself. Look at her real hard. Because Nell is you. In some years, you probably gonna have more money, but you're gonna be trying to mentor as well. So they get to the party and they start bringing up Lexi, and is Lexi coming to the party? And Kimmy is the one who asked if Lexi was coming to the party. And I zoomed in on Kimmy for a reason. Who is this next to her? Is this one of the daughters? Her face is so funny. But anyway, this is right after Kimmy asked. I noticed that whenever Kimmy is trying to feign innocence, like she didn't know that the question was inappropriate or she wasn't trying to ruffle anybody's feathers, she get to touching that ear. Have y'all ever noticed that? Whenever she kind of asks a question that she know is a little bit shady, but she trying to come off like it's not shady, she get the rubbing that ear. So that's what she did. She tried to act like she was fixing her earring, but Kimmy does that a lot. I want y'all to notice that throughout the season. She get to touching that ear. She get to touching that ear when she knows she throwing some shade. She knew what she was doing. And so everybody is just kind of looking around like, what we asking about Lexi for? I was uncomfortable that it became a roundtable discussion about Lexi and whether or not she was coming and were they going to be able to mend fences? What are you guys going to be able to do? I just didn't think, even though it is on television and everybody knows, I just didn't think that that was a discussion that they needed to have at Nell's party, given that a lot of the issue is between Lexi and Nell. Also, their siblings. Don't get into no comment. They already got drama. Don't rile these siblings up anymore. And you could tell that one of them was about to get riled up. That one in the black, she was about to get riled up. And I don't want to do it. I feel like Kimmy knew what she was doing when she asked the question, and then everybody else started chiming in. And then Tisha, who must have knocked back one at the house, one or two, before they got there. She already loud. Like, you saw her interview. You saw she ain't coming back around here. I said, uh-oh. Tisha done had a couple of, Tisha like me. I'm going to get one started at the house so I can loosen up. But that can always turn on you later on in the evening. And we going to talk about how it turned on her. But Kimmy, I noticed you in that ear. When you touch that ear, I know you know what you're doing. So Mel shows up. It was Marsau and Tisha and Maurice and Kimmy that actually got there first. I actually liked what Tisha had on. It was plain, but I actually liked the outfit, just her behavior. So when Mel gets there, honey, Tisha was telling on herself this episode. Mel gets there in these metallics. Again, when I saw Mel in the clips, I too thought it was a Babs theme. I did. She had on a metallic bodysuit, but I know we still in the Renaissance era. I've just seen Mel in much more flattering, not her figure flattering, but I mean just like by design and style. I've seen her do a lot of things a lot better. And so I just thought this was the theme of the party. I really did. I thought it was a Babs theme. So anyway, Mel shows up. She got her sunglasses on, and Tisha just like, take them glasses off. Take them. And Mel is like, look, I don't know where y'all at, but I'm at a club. And yes, if there's anywhere that you can wear shades indoors, it's going to be a club. Normally, I don't like sunglasses indoors, but if it's a club or if it's a rooftop situation or a clubby vibe, I am fine with people having their glasses on. It is the vibe for it. So Mel was right when she said that. Tisha is pushing up on Mel. Like, I mean, she is up on her, trying to get them glasses off her face. And Mel's just like, no, 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 no. She handled that so well. Because I know some people that would have pushed you or would have cussed you out. And Tisha was right up on her. And y'all know Tisha's short and she thick. I bet her body was pressed up all against Mel. Then she kind of trying to talk to Mel about her having to say something to Marsau, and Mel is just like, now is not the time. It's Nell's party. I'm not trying to bring that energy. And I must say, we give Mel a lot, but I was proud of Mel this episode. I think that she handled all of the conflict well. She stayed out of things that did not pertain to her. She tried to keep the energy positive, and I am glad that she is getting to this point, because Mel was running me low some episodes or seasons. I don't know where we at with it. But back when she would I knew why she was feeding into it, but it was exhausting because I knew that it was we knew what was going on. Like, we knew what they were doing, especially when it came to Martell. And I just I wanted her not to always fall for it or have to feel like she had to get in it like that. And I feel like that kind of, that thing in her life is kind of passing her over, and she just trying to roll with it as best she can. And I hope she keeps that going. Girl, treat these folks like they are who they are, and that's your coworkers. That's your coworkers. And I believe she had that attitude from the very beginning. Now she just ain't afraid to say it. They are your coworkers, and you deal with them however you need to deal with them. So I'm just glad that she not. I was getting tired of having to see her argue all the time. So I was really, I'm glad. I'm glad we at this point. She ain't even take it. She ain't even allow Tisha to have it. That good willpower on her part. But Tisha was all up on her. And see, I personally think, I ain't got no proof of this, I think that Marsau and Tisha want Mel. I know we always say Marsau like Mel. I think Marsau has a lot of respect for Mel, and he probably thinks she is attractive. A lot of men on that show probably think Mel's attractive, so that's not really saying much. But I think he has a lot of respect for her. He likes the way that she puts him in his place, And it's something that he wouldn't allow just any woman to do, but he likes that Mel does it. But I think that Tisha likes Mel too. I think that she is emotionally drawn to Mel. I think she sees things in Mel that she wishes she had in herself, including standing up to her husband. And when she get drunk, it looked like it come out, because I ain't pushing up on nobody I don't like the way she was. It wasn't even like, I'm not saying like in a gay way, but the way she was like touching her arm, like a way you would do a friend if you were tipsy. I think she would really like for them to be close again, because I do think she admires her. So Stormy and Courtney and Mr. and Mrs. Goodbody, they arrive. And again, Mel, I like the way she was, hey, come on in, how y'all doing? You know, just yelling from across the room. It's not giving hater vibes or anything this season, and I'm glad. I'm so glad. I wouldn't say she's ever been a hater, but I've heard some of the talk going on social media that Stormy is trying to solidify herself in as being like the it girl of Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know, like who Mel was in the beginning. And so it was nice to see her just wave her hand and welcome them on in. Like, baby, I'm not, you can be the it girl on this show, child. I'm gonna just ride my contract out. Because I do believe that Mel is going to have to leave this show eventually, because the producers are going to they're going to want her to show more of her life outside of the kids. And if she's not willing to do that, then I don't see them really keeping her around. I don't think so. I would talk about this whole dating thing with her, but that's not what I came on this clip to do. But all I'm going to say is I do not think she is going to date until she gets her children situated. And that'll be some years down the road. She might have a little side piece, but I don't think Love and Marriage Huntsville is ever going to get knee deep in her dating business like they want, which means that she would have to probably not be a big part of the cast, because eventually you have to show those kind of things. So yeah, I can see her moving on. But anyway, she invites Stormy and them on in, you know, no hater vibes or nothing. Come on in, y'all have a seat, sit down, good to see you. This ain't your party, Mel. So they come in and sit down, they say hello to everybody, and then everybody's introduced to Mrs. Goodbody, and then Mr. Goodbody goes over there with the men, and then finally we have Nell come in. Baby Nell came in there. It's my birthday. It is my birthday. She done dropped it down low on y'all real quick. When you get older, it's less about all that booty popping and more about showing the girls how these knees can do. So she got down low, picked it back up, got back down low again, picked it back up. She was all out of breath when she came over there and sat down. She was excited, and I was excited for her. She said this is the only other birthday she had outside of her 40th birthday, and that saddens me. I think that everybody deserves at least one good birthday party. I had a birthday party every year when I was an only child. Once my mama started having kids, you know, the good times was over for me. But I had a birthday party just about every year, and I can remember all of them. My mom used to go all out for my birthday, and I just believe that everybody should have at least one experience where everybody is there for them and going all out for them. It is such a beautiful feeling. I don't have birthday parties anymore. I don't know if I would do it again. I think my last party, I might have been 16, but yeah, you guys, having a birthday party is just such a good feeling, especially even as you get older. I've thrown surprise parties for my mom, my grandma, and you could just tell they were so honored to have so many people who had showed up for them. So it's just wonderful. Plan somebody a party or have yourself one. Celebrate you. So Nell come in there. She excited. Finally, she get over there. She sit down with the rest of the ladies, and they get to chopping it up. And this is when we can truly see how drunk Letitia is. She want to order shots. Nell's just like, nah, Tisha, I know how you get down. Is it known that she a drunk, y'all? But I ain't trying to do all of that today. Tisha is drinking water. So I guess she trying to, know her limits. 2 drinks of 1 bottle of water. She trying to get her ratios right. But it ain't working because she loud. She kind of talking out the side of her neck. I'm going to call you Lunell and I'm going to call you Mel because y'all names are so similar. She telling Miss Goodbody that these girls is feisty and they'll try to get you together. But it's good because it make us better. And Nell is just like, oh, but wait a minute now. What's your issue? Because I have not done anything to you girls. I stay in my lane. I ain't done nothing to nobody. And Tisha is just just carrying on, y'all. Talking about, you can tell she got some underlying tension in her belly, but she trying to make it like it's not nothing. And Nell is just like, well, what's your problem then? What's your problem? Because we can go there. And Tisha was like, I can. Well, go there then. Y'all, I was cracking up. It ain't nothing like a drunk. It ain't nothing like somebody that's drunk. You be so confused as to what they talking about. But at the same time, you know something is wrong. Like, they not finna try to play it tomorrow like, oh, girl, I was just drunk. No, 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 no. That was something you've been wanting to say. But I'm just trying to figure out where it's coming from. So in the midst of all this, her and Stormy started getting into it because Stormy was just like, well, it looked like Nell don't even know what you're upset about. Like, Nell, do you know where this is coming from? And Nell was just like, no, I have no idea. She was like, okay, so she don't even really know where this is coming from. So we confused as to what your problem is, and it's just weird. And she was like, no, it's not weird. It's not weird. What's weird is inviting somebody to a Valentine's Day event when y'all haven't talked in months, and you saw how stuff went between me and you at the reunion. That was weird. And Stormy was just like, I was trying to get past it. I told y'all on the reunion stage that I have respect for everybody here. So I'm trying to get over it. So what do you mean by that? Like, if you, and she was just like, I'm just saying, with everything that was said, she was like, well, what was said? What was said when you was talking about popping pills? What did you mean by that? Tisha ain't got no comeback. She was like, I meant what I said. I said it and I meant what I said. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So Stormy get to clapping hands and Tisha get to clapping her hands because she feel like she could go there as well. Listen, y'all, I was cracking up. I was cracking up because everybody, I feel like everybody it's two people who wasn't serious. And that was Mel dancing while the argument was going on. And Tisha, who was feeling some type of way, but was not able to actually verbalize her feelings. So she was just playing with everybody. She was laughing and, oh, I don't know. I mean, what you mean? Now, what you mean? Stormy, I said what I said. She sounded a fool. Listen, to be continued next week where her and Marsau are talking, and Marsau is telling her that, you know, when you get down in the gutter, y'all know how he started talking like he Martin Luther King or some other type of civil rights activist. And Tisha says, you don't have to call me out about every little thing. And Marsau was like, I don't call you out about every little thing you do wrong. You think that's the only thing you do wrong? And you could tell it hurt her feelings. I don't know the strength it takes to be Marsau's wife, especially when he don't really like you that much. I think he has respect for Tisha. I think he has a loyalty to Letitia, but I just don't think, I'm sorry, not respect. I think he has love for her, and I think he has a loyalty towards her, but I think overall he does not respect her. I think that I do think he's hard on her, and I do think he calls her out for every single little thing. And my problem with Letitia is she doesn't really stand up for herself that well. And even when she tries, Marsau really doesn't care because, again, he doesn't have the respect that he needs to have for her. And I don't know if it's any way to cure it at this point. Well, the ways that I think she could do it probably are not very popular, given that they have children together. So I'm not going to say the ways, but I do think there's a way to let him know either gonna respect me or this ain't gonna fly, but they might be too far in at this point. But he does call her out for every little thing. He does. I've always thought that about him. Whenever Tisha is looking for him to have her back on something and she get to complaining, he get to talking like a civil rights activist again to make her to put her back in her place. And he don't never really have her back in that regard, like as far as her feelings. So was Tisha drunk and was Tisha doing the most? Yes, she was. And it probably did embarrass him. But you see, he ain't even come over there to get her or nothing. He was just letting her carry on, even when she was over there talking to Mel. So, yeah. Now you're doing all of this talking after the fact. That's what it. And lastly, I want to talk about Mr. Goodbody and the conversation he was having with the men. Now, they do ask him if him and Miss Goodbody are married, and y'all know the situation. They got a lot going on. She's separated. He won't sign the paperwork, all this, that, and the third. I found it interesting that Maurice, of all people, is the one. I know he a lawyer, but there's ways past that. There's ways past that. There's things that you can do to get free, man. There's things that you can do to get free. You don't have to stay. Well, if that's the case, Maurice, what can you do to get free? I didn't see you offering up no advice to Mr. Goodbody, and y'all need to be talking to Miss Goodbody because she the one married. But he was just like, yeah, she told me right off the rip that she was still married. It wasn't no secret, but I already knew what was going on. But I just found it so interesting that Caramel Milk Dud Head Maurice and his wife were the main ones that had some questions about whether or not somebody was still married. Kimmy, you should know full well what it means to be sleeping with somebody that's separated. Do you not? Do you not? Oh, I'm sorry, friends. Y'all was just friends. Maurice, you should know full well what it means to be dealing with somebody while you are a separated person. Do you not? Or you was just friends with everybody? You was just dry D'ing it until the paperwork was signed? Yeah. Now, 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time to still be married to somebody. It remind me of, do y'all have, I know South Carolina got a lot of this going on, but like, y'all ever had like an older aunt or older cousin or somebody, and you find out like around the time somebody gets sick or it's a funeral that they was still married to this other person that you done long thought they was divorced from? I had an aunt like that. I did not find out until she passed away that she was actually still married. Like, he made all the decisions. Either they were still married or he was the person on all of her stuff. Like, not even her kids. He was. So he got to make all the decisions when it came to the funeral, when it came to everything. He was in control. And just one of those interesting things that happen sometimes in the country. Just people sometimes just they don't ever get divorced. They just date other people and go on about their business. But I don't recommend that. But I just found it funny that Milk Dud Head and his wife was the ones that was talking. I will see you guys next time for whenever I decide to talk about this show. What y'all think about the party scene? Do y'all like Mr. and Mrs. Goodbody? What y'all think about Stormy? Would y'all have thought it was a BAP scene, or was it just me? Did y'all like the fit and the hair? I don't know. But y'all just let me know what y'all thought about the whole scene. And I will see y'all for whenever I feel like talking about this again. Bye.